Hello everyone, welcome to the June installment of For the Love of Crafting and Sharing. We are a group of scrappy YouTubers who put out a video every 20th of the month on a different topic. And this month is actually a little different. I have this here, but I also have to do kind of a little spiel about our affiliation this month because it's a little bit different than what we've done in the past. The theme for June is the ScrapRoom, which is a kit club that is online, and I will link everything below that you need to know about it. But this is one of their examples that they gave to use as a jumping off point for June. And so this is what I'm starting from in this video. And I have to say that this is a bit of a challenge for me because I think every other person who's involved in the YouTube hop every month does 12 by 12 scrapping, and most of it that is traditional. There might be one or two digital in there. I don't remember right off the hand, but I know most of the people do 12 by 12, and I do not. That used to be what I did years ago, but I have switched from that size. I only do those now kind of by request. If like my husband goes on a trip and wants an album, which I just finished, I will do that. But otherwise, I don't scrap in that size anymore. So when I saw this, I thought, uh-oh, I'm going to have to get a little bit more creative to make this work for me. So this is what I'm starting with today. I have a 5x7 photo here. I will have to trim this a little bit because obviously I'm doing a 6x12 page, so I can only go 6 inches across, but lots of dead space here. So I can cut that off and that won't be a problem. But I'm going to start with that. I'm going to do a little something different here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm still going to use the 4 squares that they have here. They've used them as photos, but I think I'm going to use them as embellishment clusters. So I will probably cut squares or use some that I have that will match, and then embellish those rather than breaking this into 4 photos. And then I could still hopefully work in something like this where they have the title and the subtitle and the bigger embellishments. I'm just not exactly sure how that's going to happen, but it will likely be under this larger photo. All right, I have trimmed down the photo, so that's ready to go. I have actually selected this as the background paper because there is kind of a tan tone happening here, and I'm pretty sure I know which photos are going to go on this side. That'll be a different layout, but at least then they'll somewhat match if I pick out this as the background. So I have that. Now I have to figure out my squares, and then do I want to possibly matte this on white behind it, or just put some white strips or something just to bring it out from the background more. So I have that, and then I can jump into my squares. When I was looking at this, I originally thought I would do white strips. Now I'm thinking maybe this sort of gray sand color, because some of the buildings do have that in there. And again, the photos on the other side, I think, are going to have that as well. And it still brings out some definition in the photo and kind of cuts it off from the rest of the page, which is nice. But it isn't that stark white, which I really like the idea of that. So I think I'm going to use this. If I decide I don't like it, once I see it down with everything else, I can always pull it up and do white instead. When I put the strips down here, I actually realized that this paper has a white core. And so I thought it would be more visually interesting to have a ripped edge. So I did that both ways and just kind of did them in opposite directions there. And I really like that visual interest that it provides for the layout. So that's awesome. I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to do the squares here, and I do keep a little bag of 2x2 squares pre-cut from extra pattern paper I have and things that come in kits. So I'm going to look through there first and see if I can find anything that might match, and I'll go from there. I think I have found my squares. The blue ones were in that little bag that I had, but there was nothing else I liked in there, so I decided to take a scrap of this gray pattern paper. It's got a very subtle kind of dot pattern in there, and then on this one, it actually has this line running through it. I figured that was kind of a nice offset because it's not as dark as this gray, but it's closer to this color. So I think I'm going to arrange them opposite each other like so. And then I will fill each square with something. I don't know what, but I have tons of travel related embellishments. I'm sure I can come up with something. So I have pulled out a bunch of just embellishment packs I have, ephemera packs, things that are somewhat travel related, that have things on them that I might be able to use. Some of these I know are too big, but some are smaller and might actually fit. So I have all of these options here. Can you tell I have a little bit of a travel fetish? There's some more stuff. Plus I have all these things that I had pulled previously that were somewhat specific to Philly that I thought might work. So I'm going to use those, see if anything works here with this lovely Philly skyline shot, and just hope that there's enough in there for me to work with on 4 squares. All right, well, I have found a couple of things that I want to use elsewhere on the page, so I'm kind of just holding those in reserve for now. And then over here, I have found things for 3 of the 4 squares here. The ones you see, plus then on this sheet of stickers, these are chipboard stickers from Vicky Boutin. I want to use this one that says photo op, and I think I'm going to put it here. So I need something for this other square, and I haven't found anything yet that really is grabbing me. So I need to do some more investigating, but at least I can get those done. And then for these pieces, once they are glued down, I think I'm actually going to take a micron pen and just outline them so that that black jumps out of there a little bit more. I'm excited that I actually found my 4th item here. I was looking at these chipboard stickers again, and I realized that the geotags had the right colors. I needed a little bit of black, and then it's got gold, but that kind of works for the reflections off these buildings, and then this color here. So I decided to go with it. All right, so I have all of the squares adhered on the background paper, and then I did all of the outlining already as well. So that is all done. So far, I've met some of these. I've done the 4 squares. I've got some paper strips across similar to here. And now I'm trying to figure out, can I work in some more embellishments and then my title and or a subtitle. Not sure I'm going to have both, but I'll try. Well, when I was looking at this, I realized that some of the things I had set aside to possibly use elsewhere were not going to work. One was a geotag. I already have one, so I don't want to. And then I had this, which I love the idea of it, that it's partially see-through and it says enjoying this view, but once again, it says enjoy the view right here. So I can't really use either of those. But when I was looking through my other kind of see-through items here, I found these stars. This one is really too big. I tried that one first and it takes up too much space up there, but this one is slightly smaller, and I think that it might work nicely kind of right up here somewhere in that corner, and then it'll be similar to here. Okay, I have attached the star up there, and I layered it so that a little bit of all the colors poke through. So I've got the background, I've got the gray strip, plus I've got the blue, and I really like that. And I feel like it helps tie this color in with what's down here. Now, looking at this, I don't know that I can fit in a second thing over here. I think it would be too much with all of this, but maybe I could fit in something smaller here because, again, I have dead space in the sky. I could use it maybe for something. And then I still have to figure out, can I get in a title or a phrase or something somewhere in here? Well, once again, I've gone back to this sheet of cardstock stickers, and I really like these little hearts. They're gold. They have very thin black lining there, which would bring in some of this. And then I can fill part of that sky. So I'm going to take this one right here. And I think that I will just put it kind of off center over there. And it doesn't look exactly like this, but I did work in 2 embellishments, so I'm happy with that. I'll take it. Now I just have to figure out that title part. All right, I think I have found something that's going to work right there. I pulled out these stickers, and I believe these are also from Vicky Boutin. I think I want to say it's part of that latest travel line that she had. I want to use this one that says snapshot. It's kind of got this same color from the background on there, but it's also got black, which will tie that all together. I think it'll work nicely. All right, so here it is all done. I added the sticker. I love the color. I love the way it matches. I love what it adds to the overall layout. So I'm super pleased with this one. And I met most of what was here, even though it looks a little different, sized to fit a 6x12 layout, and that's okay. And this is one done for Philly, which I'm happy with. And then I've also met the criteria of our June theme, which was using inspiration from the scrap room. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks, everyone.